I'm worried because of that statistic Jeremy said of people who recapture their childhood are generally happier, because I do the exact opposite. I almost have run purposely away from everything I enjoyed as a child. But I don't know. There's in a way, I almost feel like my entire life has been me never leaving my childhood stuff. Like I've been, as Andy said, like I've been kind of playing since I was forever. I haven't really kind of stopped, but there is when because I knew you had recently got back into Magic, I was trying to think of similar things, and I haven't gotten back into anything, but I do have this insane urge and draw to. Well, I wish I could get Pogs back into.
Oh, I'd be so into that.
Because we talked briefly, like just texting each other, and man, I was thinking about it. I love Pogs, and I don't even remember them fading away. It was just like an obsession, and then I don't remember a slow burnout. It was just like they were gone one day. Like I don't even know where mine went when I stopped playing.
They were like Marty McFly. They're like Marty McFly's siblings. They just faded out of the photo, like when they never existed.
I can't even remember what they like. Were there booster packs, or like I remember the little tubes, but I don't remember buying like how I got more. I know like you could.
I feel like they came from like garage sales and cousins and like just weird random places.
I only remember buying them in like there'd be like you go into a shop and there'd be just an open tub, and you just kind of grab 10
bucket of Pogs.
Or something like that. Yeah,
and there was like all the skull Pogs and
poison.
Oh yeah,
slammers,
balls.
Yeah,
and then you'd have kids who'd have the big metal slammers, or with the blades on the sides, and that was wild.
So I did a little research, and I saw Pogs have officially come back in 2025. They've someone else purchased the company, and they started releasing them again this year. But it kind of has the same effect I was talking about the Magic cards, where you can choose to buy smaller sets, or you can just plunk down a ton of money and get every single new one that they've ever released. And I'm like, well, that kind of ruins the joy of like collecting them, or being burned by a pack is actually part of the fun. It's like, oh, I got a duplicate again. It's like that's all part of the fun. And the designs they have now are terrible. They're just like, do you remember that creature, like the Pogs mascot?
The caveman kind of guy.
Yeah, he's now on that's all they are. Is every Pog is just him doing various activities, like being on a boat or being a pirate, that kind of thing. But I was like, man, we need to get back like Poison's back. There's even that's the best
funny,
part.
When you think about it, there was nobody asking like, where did this art come from? Like, was it all just stolen back in the day? Like today,
it must have been.
It'd be like you'd have to license everything from artists. You'd have to, or maybe they'd just slap AI art on every Pog. Who knows? Like it would be so difficult to do. Now I think it would just be, I mean, not difficult. You could license art, but it would just be a lot slower. I feel like when we had Pogs, it was just random. Who knows where that stuff came from? Like it was just
because there was like 50s themed ones, like those old like comic book looking ones that were even a different texture. They were like styrofoam feeling things, and then there was like the cardboard ones. There was like themed branded ones, like you could get like fast food McDonald's would release their slew of Pogs as well.
I remember one that was weird logos for bands I had. There was like a Talking Heads one, and
whoa,
they were crazy.
Sports.
I'm looking at Pogs on eBay right now. Looks like you can get a decent set of vintage Pogs for under $100.
Oh, nice. I would, so I would, if someone outside right now just like bumped into me and spilled Pogs on the ground and was like, oh no, like, let's play. I would be like, all right, I'd play a few matches, but I don't know if I could ever, I don't know. I would never recapture my youth just because of the whole collecting thing. I want to be able to go to a local like card shop and buy
Put
some
down your
Pogs.
Pog mat.
Yeah.
Gonna sit here and challenge all the kids.
How does one
I also-
transport Pogs? Do you like just empty out your mother's backgammon board and like use
Definitely
that?
some kids did for sure, but
Yeah,
I remember I had a big long tube.
Yeah,
that
the
stuck in
plastic
the
tube.
top. Yeah.
Am I remembering it right? Where you would basically be gambling your ownership of Pogs every time you played, right?
Yeah,
you
you're
Yeah.
playing for
buy
pink
them.
slips. Yeah.
Right. So that was also like really, you would never be able to do that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like people would try and like sue you for the right to the Pogs back.
The
or
right to their
something.
Pogs. These are my valuable Pogs.
Yeah, if you
They're
lost like
really-
$1,000 worth Pog in a match.
Oh, man. Well, I remember even once kids started bringing out the heavier slammers, you'd start damaging the Pogs when you were playing Pogs. And so
Hey,
you
man.
wouldn't want to.
You got to pay to play. You pay to play.
Oh, I was just too much of a wuss back in those days. I'm going to get the biggest, heaviest slammer I can now.
I
It did
remember
remind me of the game they play in the what's that Netflix show? The Korean
Stranger
one.
Things. Oh,
No.
oh yeah,
Can I
Squid
think of the
Game.
name? Squid Game.
Squid
The
Oh,
one
yeah.
he plays to recruit people. He's like
With like the
slamming
paper squares.
Yeah, it's basically
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I remember having quite a bit of luck playing that game. I don't remember really lose. I remember feeling intense, like I might lose some Pogs that I like, but I never really did. But I do have a flash of memory in my mind where I know I won, and I remember like taking the Pog I won from the kid and knowing that he was like heartbroken, knowing he was like, I love that Pog, and I just like I took it.
Is that your first experience with gambling?
My very first memory that I can remember experiencing the feeling of gambling was the very first. I was like, I don't know, 7 or 8, I don't know, and I walked into Vegas. No, my dad let me have like a scratch ticket, and I was at a gas station, and I scratched it and immediately won $2. And the ticket only cost like $1 or something like that, or 50 cents. So I immediately like doubled up, and without even thinking, like I remember even at the age, without even thinking, I was like, I want another one because I just won. I'm going to do it again. And I immediately played and lost it all. And then when I was sitting in the back of the car, like when we drove away, I was thinking like, oh man, what came over me? Like I could have just walked away and had double my money, but instead I got greedy. And yeah, I learned from then on. I played it safe ever since.
I think
good time to learn a
I think you won
Yeah.
in multiple tickets.
What's that?
I remember. I think you won in multiple tickets. I think you got up to like $20 or something.
And then bought a fancy ticket. And
You had a bit of a
Frothing
run.
at the mouth. Yeah.
You had a bit of a run at like 2 or 3 tickets, and you kept winning, and so you kept going back, and eventually, yeah, you did lose, but I think it was like you had 2 or 3 tickets in a row where you won.
Just holding that nickel, frothing at the mouth, ready for the
one more.
But we'll save that for our childhood addictions episode.